going on, guys? How y'all doing out there in the trucking land? Hope you're doing all right as we struggle through life out here as truck drivers. I've been traveling around, man, looking at other people's videos and stuff, and just kind of seeing what all is going on out there. And of course, there's still people doing well, you know, that are with a company that's got contracted freight, or, you know, certain things in place that are helping them to do well still. So good for you guys, honestly. I mean that. I don't always feel like I made a lot of dumb decisions, but leading up to this right now, kind of where we're at, yeah, not the best decision I ever made. So, but that's one of those hindsight is 2020 things, because, you know, like I've said in a few videos before, historically, the spot market starts to pick up by now, but no, not this year, guys. It don't look like it's going to happen. And I could be wrong, but I'm not willing to hang out and find out how that's all going to go. So, that's sort of the point of the video today. Trucking is dead. Trucking's dead. Well, I wouldn't say it's dead. I definitely wouldn't say that. It's alive and well, but, you know, if you're in the right place at the right time right now, you're probably still doing okay. Still doing okay out there. But sure is a struggle for a lot of people. A lot of people really having a rough time. A lot of people that tried to go the owner-operator route or lease operator, things like that. And it's not like we don't hear what everyone else is saying, you know, don't do that. But I think that most people that try to do those things have the sort of different mindset of, I'm just going to try it and hope for the best. And sometimes you end up in not the greatest situations. So that's how it all goes. So not a lot going on here, but a lot going on here all at the same time, if that makes sense. I'm in the truck, but I'm probably just going to have my wife come pick me up here pretty soon. She had work this morning, and the kids had to go to school. So we brought me over to the truck, you know, just in case I was going to head out. I told dispatch yesterday I'd be ready to go today. They said, okay, but that was it. And then I got back to the truck today, and it looks like I'm hired on somewhere. Still kind of trying to figure that out. But yeah, it looks like I am hired on somewhere. So I got to the truck this morning and said, hey, I need to get this truck returned to you guys. And they are really struggling. I know there were a few viewers, you know, a few videos back that thought I was just being mean to my dispatcher and stuff like that because he was having trouble finding a load. And I guess you could see it that way if you weren't taking in the whole big picture. Spot market is brutal right now, right? And I wouldn't want to be dispatching trucks off the spot market right now. That would be a horrible job. That would be a horrible job, but that's where we're at. They're having trouble finding a load today to get me that way. And I looked at the load board myself and went, y'all are on your own. Good luck figuring it out. My biggest concern is that this week is going to be completely wasted, and I'm going to make nothing. Because if they don't get me headed that way soon, well, then I'll head that way soon, because we gotta get this fixed up. We gotta do something about this. So, sort of a dark horse came out of nowhere yesterday. One of the first trucking companies that I worked for as an over-the-road driver saw an employment verification for me come across their desk, and they called me, which I found interesting. They called me, and they said, the recruiter there, he said, Josh, look, you spoke highly of us when you worked here before. They know about my YouTube videos because back then I had a very small channel. And cool thing about having a very small channel is no one's trying to figure out where you work, and nobody's trying to lie to your employer about what you do or anything like that. So I got away then with saying where I worked and talking about it and stuff like that. He said, you spoke very highly of us when you worked here before. He said, I'm looking at your application. Looks like you've moved around a little bit. He said, why don't you just cut the bullshit and realize this is home? Come home, and we'll put you back to work. And I thought that was a pretty cool phone call. I really did. Back when I worked for them years ago, I was very new to over-the-road trucking. Like I said, one of the first over-the-road companies I had ever worked for. And maybe a little bit naive, because I had a good setup. I wasn't making enough money But I had a good setup. I was home every weekend. I was just running beer loads out of Denver, out and back, dropping hook on this end, so I wasn't sitting at the beer distributor for 10, 12, 14 hours, right? But I would run out, loaded, come back empty, paid me for the round trip, and it was all good. The part of the struggle I've always had as a truck driver, it used to be just me and my one income trying to support a family, right? On like 40 cents a mile. And you're like, oh my God, what do I do? And I would panic and I'd quit and I'd go off to the next company and go, okay, they're paying me 42 cents. I better take that extra 2 cents and I'm going to go out there and run a ton of miles. And then, you know, a week later, I'm like in a panic going, how do I support my family? And that's been a huge struggle of mine through the years of trucking, because unfortunately, I do live in Colorado. For my wife and my kids, that's home. They would not be too thrilled if I tried to move them somewhere else. They would not be too excited. But high cost of living state mixed with trucking has resulted in a lot of panic and trying to figure out how to make things work a number of times. Luckily for me these days, I mean, I will not even try to pretend that things are good right now. Things are just straight up terrifying. Not only for me, but for a lot of truck drivers right now. And you just kind of try to survive. You do your best. You know, I'll pay this bill later, and I can get away with this one not being paid until a week from now, and all these things, and you're just juggling constantly trying to figure out how to make it all work. And I smile because it's better than crying on a YouTube video. But a lot of us really are getting our asses handed to us right now. So hey, that was cool of them, and they are ready to go for orientation and everything. I think I'm sitting around here anyway, so I just talked to them. They said, we need to get you a drug screen. I said, we might as well do it today. I mean, I'm not doing anything else anyways. I'm just sitting in my truck, wasting my day, you know. So they're working on setting that up, and it sounds like I'm headed back over there. Really cool of them to call me. There's still some other companies in the running, but I feel like once I do the drug test, I've committed to them, and they are a good company. It's just, I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous because there's a reality to, being a company driver that I have to face, that I have to deal with. And it's not all bad, but it's not all good at the same time. Obviously, with being a company driver, you get to keep all of your money, and that's a really fantastic thing. You're not paying for fuel and the truck payments and all the number of things that you have to pay for being a lease operator or being an owner operator, right? But the money's just not quite there in most cases. Now, they're not going to pay me bad, though. They're not going to pay me bad. I've heard you guys, sorry, I just distracted myself. I've heard you guys say, dude, your company's paying you 70 cents a mile. Why are you going somewhere else? And it's because of the spot market. It's not because of my company. At 70 cents a mile, and we're on a good spot market, hey, I'll take that deal any day of the week. I'll take that deal any day. But look what keeps happening. Right? We keep not having a load. We keep sitting around waiting to find the next load. And it's not their fault, but like, what am I supposed to do? Because 70 cents a mile don't equal shit if you're not doing anything. Right? So the company that it looks like I'm going back to, well, let me explain one more thing that I didn't know how to say it on here. And it's part of the reason that I figure I better just go, you know, leave this company also. Because I was like, man, I didn't realize, and now, how do you explain these things on videos? And I probably am overthinking it. They're 1099 with no benefits. I didn't know that. I mean, I figured company driver meant W-2. Like, if they have benefits or not, that's a whole other thing. But then, okay, yeah, Josh, we'll switch you to company, no big deal. And then I was like, hey, so out of curiosity, this can be like W-2, and you guys got benefits and all that. And he's like, 1099, and that's that. And I went, that's not the worst thing ever, but then I got to pay the higher tax rate of being classified as an independent still. And then I have to hire an account. I still have to hire an accountant because YouTube and a few other things going on here and there. I still, will have to hire an accountant at the end of the year. But it's just like, I felt defeated when they told me that. Like, 1099, no benefits. And I went, God damn it, I still haven't found the right answer then. So what the point I'm trying to get to is the company that I'm returning to is going to put me at 60 cents per mile. W-2, health insurance, they said was like 106 a week. I mean, this all makes sense. It's just, I have to make sure we're running. I have to make sure that I'm providing for my family. Obviously, I have to do these things. So, everything's very scary right now. If you're, if you're not company, if you're trying to run off the spot market. God, could you imagine being an owner operator right now, like under your own authority, just trying to run off the spot market? Boy, even the thought of that gives me anxiety, and maybe a lot of people are making it and still doing well with it. Well, if you've got a paid off truck, I imagine you could still be doing okay, right? If you got or a truck that doesn't cost a whole lot, or just lower bills in general, I imagine you'd be okay, But man, God damn, it is rough right now. It's just, so anyways, I'm about to give up on my company for today, and just tell them, well, let's try again tomorrow, guys. I'm going to go do my drug test. They already know I'm switching companies. I told them. They seem like disappointed, but cool with it for the most part. But I'm just at a loss, man. I don't know what I'm supposed to think of all this. And I'm sorry to all of you out there that are struggling through it also. Realistically, we know what happened, right? We know what happened. COVID happened. I don't know what happened there that specifically made rates go so crazy. That there was so much freight that needed to be moved. I don't know the specifics on that. But when people started seeing that, anybody with a few $1,000s and a CDL jumped in the market and bought a truck, and now there's just too many. There's just too many truckers out here, and unfortunately a lot of people are going to lose their business. Oh, wife's called me. I'll get back to you. All right, back to it. Yeah, wife called me. She just finished work. She got the second half of her day canceled also, so I guess we're all kind of going through it, aren't we? We're all kind of going through it. But let me kind of address the title of the video, I guess, that will probably end up being something like "Trucking is Dead" or something like that, and sort of where we're all at. I kind of wish for me that when my old channel took off on me and I started making a little bit of money off of it, that I would have just stuck to what was working. Once again, hindsight is 2020, right? I was a company driver. I was making decent money. And then YouTube was doing well. And if I had been smarter, I could have just held on to that money. Instead, I started to get into the side of the business where there's expenses. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? And I guess in that sense, I'm no different from everybody else that saw the crazy high rates. And for me, I know that it was just that I was naive to what could happen in the future. Because I'm looking at the rates going, I mean, I understand that they can drop, but how much can they drop? Well, we found out, didn't we? And I don't know if we've actually found out yet. Just how low they can go. I think we might still find out, but I kind of wish that I would have done those decisions different and not worried about buying a truck, but just stayed company, kept telling my stories on YouTube, and just kind of doing what I was doing. It would have saved me a lot of trouble, honestly. And well, I didn't do that. So all I can do is publicly on YouTube take my ass kicking in front of all of you, and get over to this company and do well. That's going to be the point. That's going to be the plan, is just get out there and run as much as we can, you know. I do have concerns about that, and that's just my own concerns. Like I said, Colorado's kind of a high cost of living state, and those things make me nervous. But, you know, my wife does work now. We kick out some YouTube videos, things like that. So hopefully it will be a little bit easier on us in the future. But I can tell you right now, the next month is going to absolutely suck. It's not going to be good, trying to get everything back on track and just basically starting all over again. Because if I'm being honest, I don't think I'll make anything this week. Very good chance I just take their empty truck and empty trailer back to Chicago and drop it off. They can't find a load. And I looked. Neither can I. I saw one tomorrow to the Chicago area. Now, if they grabbed it, obviously not. They haven't told me anything. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to talk more on the terms of the trucking as a whole instead of just kind of what's going on with me. But I guess the harsh reality of all of it is, like I was saying earlier, so many people jumped into trucking when they saw the high rates, and they probably thought of it the same way I did, is that they can drop, but really by how much, right? And then when we found out that they can drop significantly, not only that, fuel prices can rise significantly. We found out, a lot of people found out that it's not sustainable for us in our particular scenario. And for the, I don't know if I said this already or if it was in the video I scrapped earlier that I decided not to use. For the people that are still in it, owner operator, lease operator, things like that, and staying in it, it's probably good for them. They probably appreciate hearing that a lot of us are just out, that we're not able to keep going. And hopefully for them, that starts to improve their situation also. I don't know what it takes to improve this situation. There's a whole thing about imports are down and things like that. The economy as a whole is just not great. And until those things get better, this isn't like me, and I do feel embarrassed to say it. It's better for me to just play it safe right now and just try to weather the storm and try to survive it. And I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know how that's going to go, but that's the best we can do, you know, is just hope that it's all going to be okay. But we definitely need to see less trucks on the road. We need to see less truckers out there until this comes back to a level where it's sustainable for everyone. And then even then, I want to always go away from everything having learned something. Even when I start to see like better rates and I'm paying attention to that stuff, and I'm like, man, guys are making like $4 a mile out there and they're just out there crushing it. I need to be smart enough to realize that that's not always going to be that way. So if I think I'm going to buy a truck, then I might, you know, have things in order better than that, you know. And if I'm not prepared, then I need to just sit it out, you know, and not join in. It's a lot to take in, man. It's a lot to take in. But I've never been ashamed to... I don't think of things I've done as failures, but because I tried, and to me that matters. To me, trying matters. The last thing I'd ever want to be in life is a person that's not trying, but sitting on the sidelines and telling someone else what a loser they are, because what the hell is that, right? Oh, hold on a minute. Now dispatch is calling. Good Lord, man. I've been sitting here all by myself all morning. Now everyone wants to talk. And now everyone wants a piece of Josh. Everyone wants to talk to me. So, yeah, dispatcher just called and he said, man, I'm struggling, man. He said, I'm looking for things for today, tomorrow, and I'm not finding anything heading this way. And I'm like, well, I'm not trying to be mean, but one way or another, I need to head that way. So that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of where we're at with it. Very nice guy. I do like my dispatcher. He's a really nice guy. He said, he calls me Mr. Joshua. He said, Mr. Joshua. My best driver's leaving me, huh? And I know. Here on YouTube, I don't listen anymore. I sure used to. But I've been much more into things that I'm interested in here on YouTube. But get a lot of hate, you know. This guy can't truck and all that stuff. But I am a damn good truck driver. Now, I'm not a good businessman, as we found out. I am not that. But he's just struggling to find me something. So I told him, I think today's wasted, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's already 11 a.m. here. So, I mean, you could still do something, but I'm heading off to go get that drug test done. And we're just kind of going from there. So, oh, boy. That was a weird noise, wasn't it? So anyways, to wrap up my point before I get interrupted again, trucking is not dead. It's going to be really hard to completely crush the transportation industry globally, and especially in this country that likes to consume as much as humanly possible. But it definitely is going to be slimmed down significantly by the time this is all said and done. Now, that is good news for the people that survive it, the people that continue to truck through it and then come out the other side. Everything should start to look better for you once this slimming down process has ended. But I am learning a whole lot about economic cycles and things like that, because it wasn't that long ago that all the indicators were, man, truckers are going to do nothing but make money. And that was true. That was true. And now that the country's gotten what they need for us, well, you're on your own there, truck driver. You're on your own. So, hey, that's the way she goes. That is the way she goes. So, yeah, it's not dead. It's not dying. It's definitely wounded or injured or any number of things. And unfortunately, a lot of people out there, me and you, and well, me and you, and I was going to say and other people, but I guess that pretty much covers it, doesn't it? A lot of us are definitely paying the price for what it is. And it's unfortunate that that's kind of how it went. You know, I guess we should have always known that it was going to go that way and that people were really going to have a hard time. But gone are the days of thank a trucker during COVID, right? Gone are those days. And now we go back to being society's, I don't even know what you would call us, just truckers in everybody else's way and just being annoying and all that stuff. And I guess that's a little disappointing, right? That's a little bit disappointing because we were heroes, right? We were national heroes out there trucking and getting stuff done and making sure everybody got what they needed and just taking care of the country. And we do have that to be proud of, but sure can't pay the bills with pride now, can we? Nope, we can't. So, hey, you know, cheers to new beginnings, fellas. I got my peach tea here. And for all of those out there that are struggling to get through it, I hope it gets better. I really do. Because it's, the world is nothing nice right now, and it don't give a damn about us. So, hey, we'll keep on trying, and hopefully we all come out the other side better for it. So, that's it. That's the video. That's all I got. So, we'll see you guys next time. Bye now.